Poor Logan Paul, our sweet, innocent boy, Logan Paul. He's had a rough go of it over the last year or so, starting with the expose investigation from Coffeezilla into Logan Paul's CryptoZoo NFT project, or NFT scam, as some people would like to call it. I won't say that, but some people might. This was a gimmick where you could hatch like eggs of some kind, dinosaur eggs, little digital NFT eggs, and then you could realize extra gains from those hatchlings and breed them and that sort of thing. But the gains never came for investors in these hatchling NFTs. They just sat staring at an egg, poking it with a stick, and it did nothing, and they made nothing. In fact, they lost. And several people were suing Logan Paul. Logan Paul did threaten to sue back. I do think he actually does have some countersuits going on over this right now, but he did, in the end, promise through conversations with Coffeezilla that he was going to make things right with this project of some sort, pay people back. Except he never really did. So Coffeezilla let it go for now, for then, but nothing changed. So it got brought back up, along with another issue. Logan Paul has a fractional investment company by the name of Liquid Marketplace, who is now being investigated as well. This on top of Prime being sued every which way. They're being sued over the caffeine content and the chemicals or whatever is being put into the energy drink. That's going to be, well, they're not being sued. That one's actually being investigated by the Senate. That one's going to be a nothing burger, by the way. Look, his energy drink is no different than any other drink on the market. They're just picking on him a little bit there. But then there's a bottling company suing Prime as well, because apparently Prime pulled out of a deal that they had with him. Plus Logan Paul just lost the United States title. I mean, come on. How tough of a break can you have? So Logan finally snapped. It was when Coffeezilla reached back out to Logan. They had already made peace. Logan had already threatened to sue Coffeezilla over the CryptoZoo shit, and then took it back and then said, you know what, you're right. Thank you for the work that you put into this, and I'm going to make it right, and I'm going to do the right thing, and he did none of that. So Coffeezilla reached back out to him and said, hey, how come you're not doing any of the shit that you said you were going to do? Also, plus, by the way, this Liquid Marketplace gimmick that you got going on, that's being investigated too now. So would you want to leave a comment on that while I ask you about your CryptoZoo scam? And Logan just had it. Lost the United States title, pissed off. So he has now issued a lawsuit against Coffeezilla for defamation, amongst other things. And here to talk more about it, well, not here, but in the clip, you get what I'm saying, to talk more about this lawsuit and the things behind it, is Coffeezilla himself, who talked about this on his show, came right out and just did a full video on Logan Paul suing him over defamation. Check out this clip.
Logan Paul is suing me for CryptoZoo, only a year after he thanked me for it. Rather than pay back his victims fully, Logan would rather publicly humiliate himself in court by accusing me of defaming him. He's hired 5 lawyers to sue me, which he hopes will stop me from exposing him again. You see, only hours before this lawsuit was filed, I had reached out to Logan Paul about a new investigation into one of his companies, which has just been accused by the Canadian government of being a multi-layered fraud in Canada. I obviously had questions, but before I was able to get answers, Logan's team of lawyers showed up to silence me. We're going to talk about that. We're also going to go through this lawsuit. I'm going to tell you how to support us if you want, because while I didn't think I'd need help, I was wrong. But before we get to my mistake, let's start with Logan's. This lawsuit is not about Logan Paul getting defamed. Instead, this is about him trying to dodge accountability, victims, and blame anyone but himself for his problems, especially me. This lawsuit says Logan Paul wants to hold me accountable for my actions. But What actions are those? Holding him accountable? It's ironic because his lawyers claim Logan has learned to believe in the importance of accountability. But accountability for who? Currently, Logan is fighting the victims of CryptoZoo in court, and now he's fighting the journalist who exposed him in the first place. Personally, I believe Logan has learned nothing from this except how to silence people with the law. But I won't be silenced because Logan's lawsuit makes no sense. We're going to go through it because from the beginning, there's problems. Logan's 5 lawyers tried to discredit me as a journalist. They paint me as someone who wanted money. They say I had a false and malicious narrative. But you know who doesn't believe that? You know who secretly praises me behind the scenes?
This journalist, YouTuber, crypto uncoverer guy named Coffeezilla, who's incredible, by the way. A very thorough, good-hearted, smart guy did a deep dive into this project that I attempted to make called CryptoZoo.
That's right, it's Logan Paul.
Can I just say it? I mean, we're all friends here, right? So, I mean, I can just say this, right? I don't give a shit. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care about Logan Paul's scam, the CryptoZoo scam. If you invested in NFTs, you, sir, are a dumbass. Unless you got, like, one of the original, like, what are they, cyberpunks and the monkey gimmicks, the ape things. If you got one of those, you might be sitting a little pretty still, you know, like Gary Vee or some shit. But for all of you just investing in all of these little side projects and stuff, and look, I get it. The NFT boom, it was a thing, and I took part in it as a creator, not a buyer. I made all kinds of wrestling-themed NFTs. I started with a little, like, Funko Pop-esque looking wrestlers that looked like the real thing, but, you know, for copyright's sake, like Bret Hart, instead of having hearts on his pants, would have stars on his pants, and you can escape the copyright because of that. Probably not, but we tried, right? And then I did, which was even better, I did championship belts, believe it or not, that were themed after crypto, like crypto adjacent things. Like I had the metaversal title instead of the universal title, the WWE championship, that kind of stuff, right? So it was fun while it lasted, but crypto, crypto is one thing, but NFTs just didn't pop off, at least not in the current form that they were in, right? It's not going to be digital art, or at least not at this point. It doesn't appear to be. The technology for NFT is still a valid thing, but it needs to be fleshed out more. All of these people that invested in all of these, just the wild, it was like the gold rush for NFTs. I'm sorry if you bought in at Logan Paul's NFT shit. I mean, shame on you. And it's not even on Logan Paul necessarily. I mean, it is, because he was the spokesperson for this brand, and he's the one who came out and said, hey, buy these little egg fuckers, and when they hatch, you can breed them and create new little egg fuckers, and that's going to grow your... And look, it's a fun idea. It's just whoever was behind it. You know, Logan Paul's not writing the code for this shit. He's just the investor. He's just the face, the brand of it. Unfortunately, he just got in with some scumbaggy people, which seems to be the case with Logan Paul, because he's a tad bit scumbaggy himself. But I don't care. I don't care, because he's a heel. Yeah, that's why, because he's a heel. I don't need him to be my hero. I don't need him to be my baby face. I don't need him to be a good guy. He's a heel to me, and so when he does heel things, who cares? It's Logan Paul. He's always been a heel. From the moment he visited the Japanese forest where everybody hung themselves in and saw an actual real-life dead body on video, didn't edit it out and posted it on his YouTube channel. Like, bro, we visited the thing to yourself forest. I don't know if I can use that word on YouTube. The thing that you do to yourself forest. And we saw an actual real-life dead body. He thought this was funny at the time. It's not funny, and it offended a lot of people. But who cares, right? Who cares? He's a social media influencer. He's a heel. He's always been a heel. He's a heel in everything that he does. Even when he appears on Mr. Beast videos, he's a heel over there. So it doesn't surprise me that he's getting sued and getting accused of shady shit, and it doesn't matter. I really don't care. Prime, it's a tasty beverage. It's not my favorite. I probably like Gatorade over Prime as far as the hydration. Prime's kind of it's a little bit thicker. It might taste a little bit better than a Gatorade perhaps, but Gatorade's a little bit more watery. I don't know what the term. I think Prime just has too much salt in it. I think that's what the gimmick is. They get you with the salt. But there's as far as caffeine and all that other shit, like in the energy drink itself, all of that's frivolous nonsense. Once you become the king, people come at the throne. That's all that is. Prime became one of the biggest energy drinks, hydration drinks on the market overnight, and it got attacked every which way for it. Now it is dropping down, but they're here to stay. It's not a fad. They're in the system. They're on the shelves at Walmarts and everywhere else you go to. So it is what it is. He's got himself into the market. It'll probably continue to be sued. He's being sued by the Olympics for using Olympic-esque theme-esque branding on his bottles. Who cares? Who cares about any of this shit? But Coffeezilla, and then the fractional investment thing is being investigated currently for potentially being a Ponzi scheme of some kind. I don't know, that's just an investigation at this point. Coffeezilla brought it up on air, putting it out there, which I don't know if he doesn't have all the facts on this, if that's something that he should necessarily even be talking about right now while he's getting sued. But Logan had enough of it. He made peace with him the first time. He's like, okay, bro, I get what you're doing. You do good content. Coffeezilla is definitely a good investigator. He dots the I's, he crosses the T's, he does the footwork that is required to, dig deep into these stories. Problem is, he's got a fucking hard-on for Logan Paul, and it gets him ratings, gets him views and subscribers and all that on YouTube. It's a big hit topic for him, so he's going to keep tapping into that well, because he's made a bajillion videos on Logan Paul. Matter of fact, a lot of YouTubers make videos on Logan Paul, which I find highly just predatory, disgraceful. How dare you try to capitalize on Logan Paul's good social media name to get clicks and views on your own YouTube videos. But Coffeezilla is really good at what he does, and Logan acknowledged it and said, all right, you made your point, I'll work to make this right. But now he just keeps digging. And he keeps going on, and he even threatened to put out a video about how Logan's not coming through with his payback promise on the NFT things and stuff. And so Logan's just like, you know what, dude? I'm done with this shit. I am suing you. And now, because Logan Paul is a very wealthy man with a lot of resources, he's just doing the thing like that all bigger companies end up doing to smaller companies to push them out of business, is to just sue the fuck out of them, litigate the hell out of them in court. So that's what Logan's doing to Coffeezilla. He's obviously has much more resources than Coffeezilla does to fight in court. And that might be Coffeezilla's Achilles heel here, because dude picks a lot of fights with a lot of big people, but he doesn't have the money to back it up legally. He might have the moral high ground. He might be able to say, hey, this is not defamation. Defamation. This is not the definition of defamation. You want to see what I'm looking at right now? I'm being distracted, by the way. We'll just do here. Let's take a look at this real quick. That's what I'm looking at right now as I record. I got Twitter pulled up to see if there's any kind of... Look at that. Robert Downey Jr. as Black Panther. That's funny as fuck. I don't care who you are. That shit's funny. So I'm distracted a little bit. But that's what Logan Paul's just going to sue the fuck out of Coffeezilla till Coffeezilla shuts up. He's not going to be able to fight him in court. In fact, he is begging for help in his most recent video. Did the video that I just showed the clip of. Logan Paul is suing me and I need the money. Please donate here so I can fight Logan Paul. Good luck with that. It's not going to work because you know what? Logan Paul has a huge following and a huge fan base. And even people who say they don't like him, they kind of secretly like him because he's a heel. He's a heel. He's a likable heel. He's like... It's hard to describe exactly, but we want to hate Logan Paul. We love to hate Logan Paul. So we need Logan around continually doing heel things for us to go, that's our heel, Logan Paul. But he's our heel at the end of the day. And Coffeezilla, as good a work as he does, he is not going to get $1 out of me and probably not going to get enough to save his ass in this one. Logan Paul may be right, may be wrong. I don't know. They're fighting over defamation primarily. The lawsuit mentions Coffeezilla is using this for views and subscriptions, which equals money, ad revenue, to which Coffeezilla laughs at, but look at the number of Logan Paul videos you're putting out, bro. I mean, clearly you have a hard-on for this guy for some reason. And it's not just because you got a hard-on and you really passionately care about the project. It's because Logan Paul gets clicks, my brother. Gets those clicks, my brother. So he's trying to cash in on that, but it's going to end up crushing him. No amounts of donations are going to save him. I'm not predicting the downfall of Coffeezilla or going under, but he's going to lose this legal battle. And if I were Logan Paul, I would tie him up legally so many different ways, every which way. Multiple lawsuits, frivolous lawsuits, shit that Coffeezilla is going to have to pay the money to fight, to have dismissed. The problem is if Coffeezilla can get Logan into court for what's that thing? Discovery, where you can just kind of air out all the dirty laundry and have your lawyer ask Logan's team any questions about anything at all, and then all of that becomes public record. So that's where you don't want to go. You don't want to see it get litigated out like that necessarily. But that seems to be the plan. Coffeezilla is just going to get out-legaled here by Logan Paul. And I don't care. I don't care if Logan Paul scammed people. I don't care if little kids are drinking too much caffeine because it's got Prime written on the bottle. You ever see the South Park episode, Cred? Everybody's carrying around their bottle of Cred. They got the newest flavors, and they got more bottles than you and that sort of thing. It's just, and then they had Logan Paul on there. That's how you know you made it, by the way. When when you are portrayed on South Park as a character and preferably made fun of, right? That's the funnest part. It's all frivolous. The Olympics thing, man, I mean, they fucking sue everybody over their shit. Same with the NFL, right? You can't even say the word Super Bowl. I just got sued right now just for saying Super Bowl. Have to say the big game. Looking forward to the big game this weekend because the NFL owns Super Bowl, so you can't say that in anything that's going to actually make you money. It's very stupid. So the Olympics does a lot of that as well. And look, as far as like the the bottling gimmick, that thing, who cares? You know what I mean? That's between them. That's a business thing. That's not necessarily a scandal, in my opinion. Food Theory did an excellent video where they basically debunked the entire beef that's out there, the lawsuit that's out there, or not the lawsuit again. It's the Senate investigation, Congress investigating Prime due to the excess amounts of caffeine and other chemicals that have or potentially could harm kids. Food Theory pretty much debunked that, and Food Theory has been also very critical of Logan Paul and Prime, so it's not like they're just in the tank for them and creating any kind of propaganda video or anything like that. So a lot of this is frivolous. A lot of this, as when you're the king, people come at the throne. Logan Paul is a huge star, a huge social media influencer. Prime's a huge product. And, you know, if people can find a way to chip away and get their little piece, get their little chunk, get their little 5 minutes of fame for doing their little videos on Logan Paul, then good on them. But at the end of the day, Logan Paul, it's not going to hurt Logan Paul. These lawsuits, a lot of them are going to get brushed off, and or he's got the money to just tie them up in litigation to the point where a guy like Coffeezilla is not going to be able to afford to even hang in the courtroom anymore with Logan Paul. So that's my 2 cents on this whole thing. I'm not denying that Logan Paul is shady or sketchy or scammy. I'm just saying I kind of still like him. He's my boy. What can I say? You know, and when you lose the United States title, I mean, that's it. We're done now. Now I'm suing everybody because I'm pissed. I don't blame him. It was funny. He was talking on, he was interviewed The Undertaker, and he was talking, he was all boo-boo faced about losing the U.S. title. And he says he saw LA Knight with the belt doing an interview or some shit later. And he's literally thought, that's my belt. Why does that man have my belt? Like, he feels attached to it. So I get why he wants to sue Coffeezilla into oblivion, really just to make himself feel better. Doesn't bother me any. Coffeezilla, by the way, we'll wrap this up here. Again, if this is a new name to you or you're just vaguely familiar, go watch some of his shit. He really does do great work. This is not a burial of Coffeezilla at all. I do watch his videos. I just think he's barking up the wrong tree here. He's got clearly has and has had a hard-on for Logan Paul. He has not let any of this go, as any good journalist would not let any of this go. It's fine to have a hard-on. I remember not too long ago I had a hard-on for Nick Hausman, because he continued to propagate the rumor that Chris Jericho did something scandalous backstage in AEW with Kylie Ray. Except for Nick Hausman and Kylie Ray were the only 2 people that would say anything about it online, and all they did was hint and couldn't provide any kind of proof of anything, you know. So I got up their ass, like, shit or get off the pot here. If he did something, say something. NDA. Well, NDAs don't cover up crimes. So again, if something happened, don't just fucking sit and vaguely accuse somebody, because you can ruin somebody's entire reputation off of vaguely accusing them of shit. So I get having a hard-on for people and crawling up their ass about things. I get that. I just think Coffeezilla might be in over his head on this one. And at the end of the day, you're not going to turn Logan Paul heel on me. He's already my heel. He's already a heel, but he's my heel. And I like him. And you're not going to ruin that for me, no matter how many Crypto Zoo people he scammed. I don't care. And it's not like he sat and created this plot to rip everybody off either. It's just more like, hey, this is popping off right now. Everybody's getting in the NFT game. He got together with some developers, created a reasonable NFT project that could possibly make people money. Then the entire NFT thing collapsed. There's nothing there. It's not like, oh, a select few of projects are popping. No. NFTs are done now for all intents and purposes. So what's, Logan Paul's entire company crashed. So now he's got to make good for every single person that bought one of the things. I don't know. I mean, legally, maybe, probably, but he hasn't had to yet. It just is what it is. I will go ahead and leave it there because I'm going to start talking in circles. But I would love to know your thoughts. Are you Team Logan Paul? Or are you anti-Logan Paul? He seems to have a whole lot of hate out there. Lots of hate. And a lot of it stems from this Coffeezilla shit. Anytime I hear Logan Paul get brought, oh, Logan Paul's a douchebag. He's Coffeezilla, Crypto Zoo, NFT scams, Primes poisoning little kids. Fuck off with all that shit. Nobody cares. I'll leave it there. Peace, love, and pizza. I am your boy, Seth Grimes, and we'll catch you in the next video. Bro, thanks for checking out the video. You can find more great videos by hitting the subscribe button. And bro, while you're down there, hit that like button, leave a comment, and all of that other crap. Bro.